Hop into it here. All right, so we're back with a little bit of Pioneer. I already played one match in this league. I was enjoying it so much last night that I thought I should get it on stream ASAP. So we are 1-0 already with this wonderful Temur Reclamation deck from Cherry Axe Man. Apparently he's Cherry X Man, but I prefer Cherry Axe Man because it makes me think of Otto on The Simpsons. So what is this deck doing? I played this deck when it was a standard deck in the mono blue tempo meta after the first Mythic Championship. And this is one of the most successful standard decks the decks in standard that I've been the most successful with ever. Temur Reclamation. So mostly we're playing around this card, Wilderness Reclamation, which is 3 and a green for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, untap all lands you control. So this gives you a powerful, gigantic glut of mana, but you can use only during your end step. So you can use that for instants or things with flash. In this deck, we're going to be using it to play Expansion Explosion or cycle Shark Typhoon for giant sharks, or use Pull from Tomorrow to draw some of our other threats. And then the rest of the deck is all about accelerating us with Growth Spiral or Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath, sweeping the board with things like Sweltering Sun, keeping our opponent's creatures off the board with Bonecrusher Giant, and a little bit more disruption in the form of Wild Slash and Censor. It's actually not a control deck at all. If anyone thinks that this is a control deck in Pioneer, it really is not at all. You can board into a more interactive deck in a number of different axes, but you're not really a control deck at all. So if my title is misleading you on Twitch, I said we're playing the best control deck as of 8/8/2020. That is in Modern, but in Pioneer, this is very much a proactive deck that just goes way over the top of a lot of what other people are doing. I love Expansion Explosion. It's one of the most tricky, interesting cards I've gotten to play with in a long time. It is a constructed playable fork effect. So it has a number of different weird things that you have to know about if you want to use the expansion side appropriately. And then Explosion is just a giant Haymaker X spell, which I also love, which is why I own 4 foil copies of Expansion Explosion. I absolutely adore that card, and I'm glad we get to play the full boat in this list. So let's rock and riggedy roll here. I 2-1'd against, what was it? Some kind of creature deck? I remember using a lot of Bonecrushers. Okay. Die roll win. Playable hand. Let's rock and roll. We got turn 3 Sweeper or Uro and some other fun stuff to do here, so let's just get this rock and riggedy rolling. Beep, 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 beep. Spirits. Oh man, Spell Queller is gonna quell me up. All right, I really hope my opponent just plays out Supreme Phantom this turn, and then I play a Sweltering Suns of the Day, Mausoleum Wanderer. Never mind. All right, this is going to be actually quite a difficult matchup, I think. Yeah. So I can attempt to sweep them this turn. I'm probably going to, unless we top deck a Bonecrusher that I can use to pick off this Mausoleum Wanderer, or attempt to. Wild Slash. Does that help me out? Yeah, kind of. So you can just Wild Slash down the Mausoleum Wanderer now. We are in a bit of a spot where I'd really like to draw another land. We are a 29 land deck. Yes, I'm aware it's 2 damage. Thank you, Alex. We may have to cycle Shark Typhoon for no value just to make sure we hit our land drop next turn, which is fine. No, yeah, I don't want to mess around with letting them untap and have Rattle Chains or Spell Queller or anything of that nature here. Nebelgast Herald. That's fun. All right, I'm going to cycle this to try to hit my land drop. That's sort of the most important thing right now, and we also have an Uro to play, so we're a 29 land deck. We should be able to hit it within the next couple. There's one. I would be happy to hit another. There it is. Beautiful. All right, so let's go green, blue, 1. Oh, I maybe should have shocked Stomping Ground because I'm playing into their... Oh, no. Lofty Denial would be for the full full value here. Do his sorcery, Handsome Pete. Thanks, bud. Nope. Alright, so next turn we can attempt to sweep the board, and we also have the ability to Expansion Explosion our Sweltering Suns if it is in danger of not resolving, or if they have a second Lord. We'll see what's up here. Looks like we're going to take 6 damage. I think they have Rattle Chains in their hand. I think that's the reason that they keep leaving this mana open, which is going to be great with our Sweltering Suns being a non-targeted sweeper. And I'm actually curious if they're playing mono blue like Tempo Spirits. Which is not a deck that I think is something that exists in this format, but possibly. So if they put a Lord or something in an instant speed here, it's just Lofty Denial. Okay, so we can fork Expansion, which will get them to lose their Mausoleum Wanderer, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth doing. Well, it's not perfect, but it... Yeah. We're actually in kind of a crappy spot because we're going to take 7 next turn if they want, and then they can kill us the turn after that. So we're hoping we draw something else useful. Oh, we can Uro next turn. Okay. They did finally hit their white mana, so I'm wondering if they have Spell Queller here. Should be unfortunate. On the plus side, if they want to crack in for the full 7 next turn, then we'll be able to Explosion down their Lord and draw a bunch of cards, so that's kind of great. So I think they definitely have Spell Queller here. So this is only 4, and then if they don't have another flash threat in their hand, we'll be able to Explosion down their Lord next turn. They can't Spell Queller it because the converted mana cost is going to be too high. Looks like they... No, none of their Lords have Flash right now, so I can't imagine that this is intentional tanking. I don't think they have any decisions to make here. I think they're just being click lazy. Just bleeding some clock out for me, which is fine with me, to be perfectly honest. That's a card. It's not one I can actually play right now, so I think I'm still committed to my previous line, which is just pass the turn here. Because if I play the Wilderness Rec and they have Spell Queller, we just die on the spot. If they have some kind of end of turn threat here, we can beat that. I'm reasonably certain the piece of interaction they have in their hand right now is Spell Queller, which right now we can Explosion the Supreme Phantom when they swing. And then if they have Lofty Denial, they get to beat that. But if they only have Queller, we're going to be okay here. So let's see what's up. I would like to draw cards. Thank you. Red, and I need a blue. 3. Go. That's all I got. Tempo me, baby. Please play Spell Queller. Damn it. Yep. Now, on the flip side, this means I get to resolve Uro and possibly also Wilderness Rec. So, not the worst thing in the world. Green, blue. And Uro will be able to block one of their Mutavaults on the ground, so. Land? Off the top. Yeah, buddy. Do I want to shock that? I think I do, because this gets me deeper in my deck in a way that I think is worth doing. This is, we'll see. Yeah. There's a potential gigantic blowout at end of turn here, so we'll see. Yield until next end step. All right. See how it ends up. While Lotus Field is one of my least favorite decks in this format, if not all time, this deck is one of my favorites. I love this deck in Standard. I'm interested to see if Niv Mizzet Perrin might be worth playing in this deck list as a sideboard card. The Lotus Field one, something. Okay, sure. Yep. I love Lotus Field and this deck. I mean, that's fine too. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying I hate the Lotus Field deck. Niv put up results this weekend. Yeah, they did some tarot, like they 10-0'd the challenge, and Mono Green 12 or 13-0'd the challenge and won the whole thing. Mono Green Walker Ramp. And it's funny because they were playing the Voracious Hydras. They were on like the classic list, which is kind of wild. All right, what do you got, nerd? Nassif crushed on Sunday too. He only lost the finals because he F6'd his turn 2 game 1. Huh. What was he playing? Was he on blue-white? No, he was on Niv. He was on Niv. But he wasn't on 80 card Niv, right? Because someone who was on 80 card Niv did the 10-0, which I would like to play the 80 card Niv if I'm playing anything. Yeah. I watched a tiny chunk of... Okay, so I think this means that they have Nebelgas Herald in their hand. He was on 80? Okay, good. I didn't watch any of it. I just saw his stream title, etc. All right. So we just got to draw something fire. Piper, that's right. That's who you sent. Okay, this is almost the exact card I wanted to draw here. We're going to try to go to combat here. I'm assuming that there's a Nebelgast Herald. There's not. Okay, I would like to draw. That's perfect. Thank you, deck. So the question is, how do I want to do this? I think we go end step, pull from tomorrow for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The question is, what are we actually trying to draw here? What instant speed interaction do I have that actually helps me out here? Another Bonecrusher is fine. Shark Typhoon is excellent. Expansion Explosion is not great. The other Wild Slash would be fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can pull for 7 EOT and have all my mana up. Yeah, that's probably where we want to be. And then we should just have enough to be getting all in with. So if you hold down W, you can just... your lands will tap for their very first mana ability when you click on them. This is really, really helpful when you're playing a deck like this that... is going to require a huge number of clicks overall. Is 6 fine and I just leave up a red? No, I don't want to give them any opportunity to have free value here. Suppose if they had Lofty Denial, that would have been kind of a pain in the ass, but they didn't. This is a pretty abysmal draw, but that's fine. We'll just ditch one of these lands. Okay. Hopefully they try to play out a creature here of some kind. Just a Spell Queller. So we're gonna let that resolve, and then expansion down their Lord. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on their swing, but I also have a Stomp that I should be able to play. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Killing the Lord with Explosion is going to cost me a whole 7. So actually, yeah, we might just die here if they have a Sorcery Speed Lord in their hand. Unfortunately, I just don't think there's a better line. So we'll kill the Phantom now. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if they want to kill me now, they actually have to boot up both Mutavaults and swing. And that's the best time for me to go at them. Unless they have a land in a Lofty Denial or a combination of things that are unfortunate. So, yeah, okay. I think I'm going to let this resolve. We still beat another Spell Queller, no problem. So the question is, how aggressively are they going to commit here? Yeah. So now that... So they can only animate one Mutavault. The Vault is a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're coming at me for 10. So I just have to Explosion the Phantom down now. So red, blue, blue, green. Need a red. 1, 2, 3. So if they have Lofty Denial here, they can counter this, but I think I don't die because I take 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. So there's a number of things they need to go correct here. I'll leave up 1 just in case they have like a cheeky Censor in their deck. I don't need to draw infinite cards. So let's see if this works. It should work in some form or fashion. Opponent concedes. Got him. Got him! Nice spirits deck, nerd. Alright, and I think this matchup gets better post-board because we have Fry and we have Magma Spray is not good. Mystical Dispute. So I think Sweltering Suns is actually not that good here. Bonecrusher is also not that good. Maybe Sweltering Suns is okay. Bonecrusher seems super poor. Censor, I don't think it's for this. And I think Wild Slash also might not be great here. So maybe we keep this Sweltering Suns. I guess the Wild Slash in the early game was pretty okay, but I'm boarding in Mystical Dispute, which is basically a better Wild Slash. And then I think I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe Sweltering Suns is unnecessary because they just go to range so quickly, but then Bonecrusher Giant is also pretty poor on that axis. Nightpack Ambusher seems ambitious just because it is a 4/4 for 4 that's gonna put me over the top really quickly. I guess the nice thing about it is I can force them to have interaction at the end of their turn and then on my turn. But yeah, maybe we'll go out 2 more Bonecrushers for Sweltering Suns. Sweltering Suns has the option of drawing a card. Bonecrusher has the flexibility of being able to kill some of their 2 toughness creatures. I don't know. Yeah, let's try it like this. See how she goes. It's Handsome Pete. He dances. Yep. Got all my colors, 2 removal spells, and a Shark Typhoon. Seems good. Rockin' and rollin', rockin' and reelin'. Ba-baran, ba-ba-ba-ba-baran. No creature. Okay, so likely a flash creature / Lofty Denial here. If they play a Rattle Chains, we're just going to stomp it right away. Just going a little stamp. Stamp, stamp. Shark Typhoon is huge in this matchup too because Spell Queller can't do anything about you cycling it for value. Resolves. No. Response to trigger. Stepping on things. Stepping on the beach. Do 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 do. Stepping on the beach. So yeah, I keep in the 1 Bonecrusher. It immediately is great. Maybe Bonecrusher better in the matchup than I think. Is that how I did it? No, I kept them all. Okay, I'm a goofball. I've only brought in the 2 Sweltering Suns. Okay. Oh, they have Mystical Dispute. Yeah, understood. If you Spell Queller a Bonecrusher and then the Spell Queller leaves, which side do you cast, Judge? You cast whichever side you choose to cast. Whenever you're putting an adventure spell on the stack, that's an option that you have. I think I just cast Bonecrusher here because this can't interact with it, and I'm not really scared of what they're going to do next turn. I feel like this is just going to put some good pressure on them. Yeah, so every time you are casting a creature with an adventure, unless you are restricted in what you can cast, so like let's say you are being told you can cast a creature spell, then you can only play the creature half. But if you're just told, okay, this is a card that you're allowed to cast, you can choose which side. Same with all split cards, I think, in almost every context. Except in that one, if it says like you can cast an instant, you can actually cast a split card that's instant / sorcery, but you can cast the sorcery side at instant speed. So Torrential Gear Hulk can flashback commit to memory, which is always fun. All right, we're gonna crack in here. They didn't attack, which leads me to believe they've got something that they want to play out here, and I have Fry to crush them. And now they're just sitting back playing scared with their Spell Queller, I guess, because they don't want me to resolve Reclamation. If they play a Naked Spell Queller here, I'm just going to lose my shit. They're playing Naked Brazen Borrower. Sure, Shark Typhoon is real good here. We know they have Mystical Dispute in their hand, basically, so... Kill Dat Supreme. We're not killing anything. We're not killing Supreme here. We're gonna make a Shark and try to block the Brazen Borrower. And if they have a Petty Theft, that's fine. Kill that to Supreme on their turn. I just don't think it's a threat right now. They have no other spirits. It's a 1/3, and they have things like Brazen Borrower in their deck right now. They're letting me block. Like, what a blowout. This card is obscene. I need to buy 4 copies of this ASAP. I love everything about what this card is doing, and I love this deck. We're playing Shark Typhoon in every format. Let's do it. Let's go! Work, work. Bonecrusher, Bonecrusher.
Work, work.
This is actually the kind of matchup where if I learn to play this deck better, then you might end up boarding out Wilderness Reclamations. I did that in Standard a lot, and we bring in like Rekindling Phoenix. Now, Rekindling Phoenix in this deck, in this matchup, would not actually be a good choice, but there are things similar to that that could be great. But when I was playing against Mono Blue Tempo in Standard, the thing we might want out of the sideboard, or a thing that we can consider as an option for the sideboard for this deck, is Entrancing Melody to grab opposing Uros, especially on the Sultai deck, because that really messes them up. And we're playing our own Uros in this case, so it's good. I think I can get a bigger Shark, and I really don't need to do anything else about this right now. I will shock this. So we're probably going to put at least a 3/3 Shark into play, maybe a 4/4 Shark into play, and have Mystical Dispute up on the next one. Is Melody instant? It is not. It's blue X sorcery. They don't make instant gain control effects ever. But you could play it in blue white against Uro decks, and with Teferi, with little Teferi, it would be instant. So that could be hilarious. It doesn't untap though. It's Entrancing Melody. I played it in Standard, dude. I know what I'm talking about. I also got to do the judge call live on Harry T's stream where I asked about Expansion Explosion and Siren Storm Tamer. So I've got a judge question for you. If you Expansion Explosion and you target yourself with a card draw and an opposing Siren Storm Tamer, and they sacrifice the Siren Storm Tamer to counter your Expansion Explosion, what happens? There's text on Siren Storm Tamer for your reference. Yeah, it doesn't counter it because Siren Storm Tamer has a requirement that the speller ability is targeting you or creature you control, and once you sacrifice the Siren Storm Tamer, it's not targeting a creature you control. It is unintuitive. I would say that is one of those rulings that I would believe the answer was either one, and in this case, it just happens to be that one. Okay, on the draw in the dark, hand is fine. I love this deck. If we're against something super aggressive, we're going to get potentially just buried here, but any kind of control or mid-range deck, we should be fine. I Song of the Dryads, a Dryad of the Elysian Grove yesterday in limited rotisserie draft. Legacy rotisserie draft? Not BRD? Oh, we're on the play. Oh, that's even better. 10 is insane on the play. Sorry, I don't know how I missed that. I've been doing that a lot lately. Anyway, yeah, Legacy Rotisserie. That's what we did in Cube Draft. Yeah, I saw you guys talking about it. I guess I have to show off that I have... Well, so this is one of those interesting moments where I shock here, and they go, I don't know if they have Censor or another counter, or if they have Growth Spiral. But, yeah. No, we're definitely shocking to get Censor up. I just didn't realize... I wasn't thinking about it earlier, that if I wanted to have Censor up innocuously by playing Castle Vantress, that we would have to lead on Steam Vents, and then later on we'd have to shock for the Growth Spiral if we want to do that. I'm going to sit here. We're against Bant something? I think I'm just slamming down my Uro. Oh, this is probably Spirits. Okay, let's see the Lofty Denial so we know. Temple Garden seems strange. Oh, Bant Wreck, maybe? I would think. Band Reclamation might be advantaged in the mirror. Could be bad if they have the wreck. Doesn't look like it. Nope, they didn't have anything. Sick. No, I agree. It could have been bad if they had the wreck. I haven't known Bant wreck to be a thing because there's no Nexus of Fate. But because that was really Bant was the good shell for Nexus of Fate. Yeah, that's gonna resolve. But their removal should not be as good for my threats as mine is for theirs. So, sorry, my removal for their threats is going to be poor, but their removal for my Bonecrusher Giant is going to be poor as well. So we will have to eventually beat an Uro here, but I think that's probably okay. I'm going to fetch and I'm going to cycle this Censor because Censor is pretty much useless already. I think I'm happy to get... Do I have double green? I guess I have another Fabled Passage if I need that, but we can also see if we can get to escaping Uro this turn, depending on what we draw. Wilderness Wreck is good, especially with Expansion Explosion. If my wreck resolves here, and I'm going to force it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I've got Explosion or Expansion. If I need to beat a counter, I can do that. And then we've got Castle to try to set us up for the next turn. So I just have to leave those two open. Yeah, seems good. Let's go. Let's go. What? Yeah, they only have one potential blue. And then I think we're going to end of turn Castle Vantress on the sly here. So you can pool mana and then pool a little bit more and then Vantress. Breeding Pool and Island. Don't need more lands right now, so let's bottom both. One fetches, sure. Still not actually sure what they're up to. I mean, they're obviously interested in playing Uro, but it's like Bant control? Bant ramp into nothing? Yikes. Alright, so they must have a counter here of some kind. But that's fine, because we're going to beat it with Explosion, I think. Not my favorite thing to draw there. Okay. So let's play Bonecrusher, because puts some good pressure out on his own. And then, do I want to just Vantress again and pass the turn with the ability to Explosion for like 3? Alright, let's go end step. Let's pool all my mana and see how we feel. I have more red than I have blue. Hold on. Red, blue. 1. Untap. I suppose since they haven't been doing anything so far, I'm going to go for an explosion and leave up 2 for a counter. Ah, no, I'm already winning. I don't need to do anything silly here. As soon as they tap down for anything relevant. Oh, no. That's fine. Got an extra mana. I guess I can crank the Blast Zone. Oh, and I tapped blue there. Well, I had to tap blue there. I don't really want either of these. So I can't play both explosions, so let's crank this. Just because we'll want it on 3 eventually. We'll have some Drago with Wreck. Yeah, it's alright. We've got Bonecrusher in play, so we've kind of got a... Oh, they have Urian? Oh. Bant Urian, huh? I didn't even notice that until now. Good for them. Alright, what's going on? Verdict! Okay. Okay. That's, alright, that's a whole thing. Well, now they're tapped down in a way, we're just going to go for a big explosion at our end of turn. Because they can't play 2 count. Jesus. They can't play 2 counters. And we should win the Uro Wars. And then, how much do I want explosion for here? Right now I can do 1, 2, 3. No, 4 right now, and I think I want to do 5 or 6. What's up, House of Mana? I think 5 is fine. It just puts me on full hand. 6 is also fine. Yeah. Right. We'll have to discard a card at end of turn, but that's fine because we want to cast our Uro anyway. What you got, nerd? Oh, you got spells? Huh? You playing spells over there? Absorb. I'd like to gain 3 life. Yeah, thank you. That's sweet. Bloop. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do.
That's so ratchet.
Hey. Do 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 do. All right. Sideboarding against the Bant nonsense. All right, so Gust, Mystical Dispute, Nightpack Ambusher, most likely. Don't think I need Bonecrusher. Don't think I need as many Sweltering Suns. Oh, no, Wild Slash is probably even worse. Do I have more things I could board in? Yeah, Negate. Keep 1 Sweltering Suns. I guess I might want Fry. But this doesn't hit Uro, and I didn't see any of their Planeswalkers, so I don't know what they're on. We also have Shark Typhoon and a number of other things. I guess Sweltering Suns is probably worse than having a Fry, even though it cycles. Fry for Planeswalkers? Alright, we'll grab the Fries. Maybe we'll go down 1 Censor. Guarantee they have Teferis. Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, I think I want Censor because on the draw we can beat Teferi with it. Maybe we just ditch 1 Blast Zone. Play on Canister's deck? So you 100% want Fries. Okay. I thought Canister's deck was the... that was Modern with Walls, right? Uro and Walls. I'm sure he had a Pioneer deck with Bant Uro. It sounds so bad. Doesn't that sound bad? It sounds really bad to me. Bant Uro? Canister usually just freebasing Turpentine in his gums. Okay, yeah. Sam Black injecting steroids into his brain. Canister freebasing Turpentine. I don't know what I'm doing. Battery acid, maybe? Alright. Yeah, this is a keeper. It's not great because... No, it's actually... No, so if I want to turn to... Basically, I need to draw another land, but that's fine. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, we're going to draw another land. We're going to be fine. Oh, no, because we can Growth Spiral in the Fabled Passage end of turn and then just crack it then. Did y'all see Sam Party's one-head reply to Yama yesterday? No? I don't know what a one-head reply is either. And I don't know what Yama said. Yeah, I mean, they're they're Magic streamers, so I assume it's some kind of stupid drama. That's great. If they have Reclamation on 3, we could be in trouble, but again, I don't know if they're a Reclamation deck. Okay, well, they're not going for it, so... Green and a blue. Do the thing. What do you do, Aether Gust me? Huh? You don't have the guts. Yama got sniped in the showcase party. He asked Yama to compensate the sniper for exposing what deck they were on. What? I have seen some stupid Magic drama, but that's some next level. That's pretty amazing. I do know that someone was talking about. Oh, it was Strifo was talking about stream snipers, and I guess it was in reference to that comp the sniper. So Alex, basically the point was that Yama got stream sniped by someone and then went off letting other people know what deck the stream sniper was playing, which puts the stream sniper at a disadvantage because now people know what they're on. I mean, in paper, it would be an infraction. I guess I was supposed to get another blue or green there to do the second growth spiral. Sorry, I was talking. But this hand is still gasoline, so we're going to be okay. English, do you speak it? Yeah, I think the idea... Oh, this is going to be Shark Typhoon cycle? Get a 3/3? Yeah, that's fine. I think I'd growth spiral now. And if I'm going to growth spiral, let's fetch blue. Well, no, Yama just simply stated that he was sniped and wanted to let other potential streamers watch over as a player. He said no. Okay, so why do we need to compensate them? What did he do that detracted from their performance? Because I don't think the court of public opinion has any factor in your performance in the event. So like when you match up against someone, I'm not reading it. I don't care. I'm just saying if you match up against someone on Moto and you're like, oh, this person's a cheater, it doesn't matter. You can't really cheat. I mean, people I'm sure that have discovered ways to cheat on Moto, but like other than like stream sniping, which isn't cheating within the rules, unfortunately, and probably mostly because there's no way to enforce it. But regardless, that like someone being shamed in the court of public opinion is the best we can do for that anyway. So it's not, nobody needs to be compensated for that. And someone could argue it's like, oh, they exposed my stream sniping, they're destroying my brand. But it's like, yeah, but you're destroying your brand. All they did was publicize your actions. You chose to do the thing. Shame everyone. Well, that's an option. Negate. Got him. Hope they don't have a second Teferi, because my second counter is not going to work. Only on Tuesday. No. Oh, that's so much worse. Is it? This isn't modern. That's fine, right? I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad. My deck's not full of fetch lands. Okay. I hope I do draw an untapped land here. So I don't want to draw a Ketria Triome or some such. Speak of the devil. All right. I do think I'm interested in just going draw 2 here. I don't have another red mana. I can't even do that. All right. They don't know what I wanted to do, so that's fine. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, they milled themselves? Oh, because they're grabbing arrows. Yeah. Oh, Sam. Okay, so Sam was saying. I get what Sam was saying. So Sam was saying that like by streaming, you are exposing people's deck choices without their quote unquote permission. But I would argue, and I've done this in the past, and again, it's totally acceptable, which is the reason why like open deck lists maybe should be a thing. But the point is that I have had a spreadsheet going with other people in the same tournament as me that have all the archetype, like whoever we face against, you write down their name and you write down what deck they're on, and you share that with your friends so that everyone can be on better footing. The problem is people who are not on that spreadsheet don't get that information. So people with a larger social network get more value out of it, right? Okay, they grabbed their Urian. So they're tapped down here, but I'm in kind of big trouble. The point is that that's... You'll be watching me in the future. Me or Jack? The point is, even in Magic tournaments right now, it's totally legal to do that. Am I playing Shark Typhoon this turn, and then just like winning the game by casting Giant Explosion after Giant Explosion? I think I might be. I put an Uro on top there. They're likely to mill me with Ashiok, and I'll lose that, but I kind of want to incentivize them to do that. So we're in big trouble here, but potentially just a resolving Shark Typhoon could get us through this. So in their next attack, we can attempt to blow up their Shark, draw at least 3 cards, and then block Uro with a 7/7 Shark. Seems hot. If they want here, they can play their Urian and get next to no value. Are they also playing Shark Typhoon here? Or they finally find the Wilderness Rec? Playing a new Uro. Okay. This is going to make my blowout next turn even better. I guess they're looking for a counterspell or something, but that's okay by me. So I think I want to go to college for, so why waste money on the tuitions yet? 110% agree. House of Mana, take your time with your choice, and do not go for a program that you feel like you're going to be wasting a bunch of money in just to get a degree. I waited until I was 22 to go to university, and I spent 3 of those years. So I spent like a year out of school trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I figured out that I wanted to go into music. Then once I figured I wanted to go into music, it took me 3 years to get good enough, basically, at it to be accepted to a program. And it was probably the best choice I've ever made in my life because I was immediately employed in my industry and everything went great from that point. Okay, so now we get to Explosion for 4, kill their Shark, put a Shark into play. If my Explosion doesn't resolve, we'll take 3 and go to 1. But I think we'll be fine after that point because we're going to get to repeatedly cast Explosions here, and one of them is going to go through. Yeah, we got to let the Uro trigger here, but before the trigger resolves, let's go Explosion and draw red, blue, and more. CMC 8, you get an 8/8 Shark. Hello. Dun 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 dun. So unless they have an instant speed removal spell for the shark, which is somewhat unlikely in their deck, I think we're going to be okay here. Yep, looks like we made it. Looks like we made it. And they're going to play Teferi, which is possibly problematic, but we've got the Fry in hand and Wilderness Reclamation, so we should be able to flip it around real quick. Spin that right round, baby, right round. And they're only on 3 cards, so we should be... was that asking me how's the new job? My new job is good. I'm just getting a handle on it. Last night, I kind of worked on my own on an entire half of the restaurant for the whole night, and it was great. Suggested and then made some banging cocktails for people. Harvey Wallbanger is very nice. I've learned like 3 or 4 different ways one can make a an old-fashioned, and they are all legal old-fashions, let's say, which is, I find, very interesting. Egg white whiskey sour. No. It was a Harvey Wallbanger. Okay, so now they can bounce my shark. But then we're going to fire back with Fry, Wilderness Reclamation. We'll have better sharks than they will. Yeah, that's fine. They can still play Uro, Fry, Wilderness Reclamation, and then I have a reasonably large the Urian. Okay. Interesting choice. I guess they're trying to kill me? This is strange. I guess they reset their Ashiok, which is reasonably powerful here if they think they're going to mill me out. If they think the Ashiok has been like really savaging me, which it really has not. I mean, it keeps my Uros off the battlefield, but, you know. I need to kill the Teferi first because I want to have counter magic. I want to be able to play my counter magic. So give me a 2/2. Get your Teferi the flip out of here. Even if they had Aether Gust here, I could beat it afterwards by just redrawing the Fry and casting it again. Okay, got it. Anyway. Now we can cast counter magic, so we'll Wilderness Rec now, get a 4/4. I have a second Shark Typhoon. Am I casting that next turn? I might be. Let's go end step. Growth Spiral, see if we peel a land to increase my powers even further here. Power overwhelming. In the words of Homer Simpson, land. Yeah, buddy. All right. And then, oh shoot, I should have pulled the 1 mana. That's fine. I don't think I'm going to use it right now. I guess I could have pulled it and then shot down the Ashiok, but that's fine. Pass it. Can you make a Pim's cocktail? Like a Pim's cup? I'm sure I can. I haven't done it yet, but I'm sure I can. Growth Spiral? Sure. I think they are going to try to kill me, but I can't see that working out particularly well for them. I don't know what goes into. I think it's Pim's Cup is the usual one, but I can make any cocktail. I mean, almost. Pim's cocktail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can make this. Yeah, I can make that. I mean, I don't know if we have Pims. I've never seen it before. Moscow Mule is a banger. Moscow Mule is great, and if you like a Moscow Mule, a Dark and Stormy is also excellent. So, highly recommend you give that a shot. If you are into one, you will likely appreciate the other. So, one of the problems I'm going to have here is I'm getting a little thin on cards in my deck, and the Ashiok milling me is actually going to be a problem just because I want to draw a bunch of cards with Explosion and just bury my opponent with the cards. And I'm going to have limited resources coming up. So if they have another Teferi here, it's going to be problematic. That Teferi is not that bad. They're going to tuck my Shark Typhoon, probably. So we're going to have to respond with the Expansion Explosion. That's fine. So they're at 32, which is going to make it really hard to beat them with explosions. All right, so out of all the things they have right now, I think I need to kill the Ashiok, or at least try to. So let's do that. Yeah, because they only have the 4 attackers, and now they've gone down on their way to... Okay, so we'll make 10-10 Shark. Kill the Ashiok, try to draw 6. Looks like we made it. Typhoon, third from the top. Ashiok dead, so that's huge. They attack. Do they understand what a terrible attack this is, or do they have Verdict in hand, I wonder? Blocking is optimal here? Yeah, okay. They're putting their, what, Urian back on top? Oh, they're putting my 10-10 Shark on top. Right, because it's attacking or blocking. It's not usually relevant, but today it was. Okay, so we have a second Shark Typhoon. Are they getting, what, Uro back here, I assume? I was really hoping to draw another Wilderness Rec. I wonder if I've just lost a bunch of them. One. Just one. So there's 2 more in my deck. Okay, so we're definitely going to put this Uro on top of their deck. I don't have any way to remove their 2 sharks, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Because I want to attack this Teferi down right now. I don't see that being an option. I do think we're just going to recast our Shark Typhoon. We've got a Negate to defend it. We might as well cast our Uro here as well. Gain some life, put a land into play. I'm also up on clock here, so I can bleed them for a bunch of clock in this game if I have to. Yeah, just untap here, pass the turn. They can draw an extra card with their Teferi if they want to. They did put the Uro on top, I believe. Aether Gust. Bottom. They bottomed it, okay. So they probably have another one in their hand. That's an interesting choice. I mean, I guess they get a shark out of it. Get out of here. Get out of here with your nonsense, Teferi. Get out of here. You gonna counter this? Dovin's Veto. Sure. I guess they can tuck my Shark Typhoon, but then we're gonna make a giant shark again. So I'm okay with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Expansion Explosion for 6 this time. I think I have one more in my deck. I do. I have one more Expansion Explosion in my deck and 2 Wilderness Recs. I'm hoping to draw some combination of those cards so that I can potentially take them out of this game with that. They're tanking a little bit on their Teferi, which feels good. Both because of clock concerns on their side. They're really running themselves low with these decisions. They're just going to draw? That's pretty good for me. I think I want to try to kill Teferi in response. Alright, that's all I got for this turn. Enjoy. 10-10 Shark. Double Shark Typhoon draw. That's some money. So we're going to be making 1 million gigantic sharks, I guess. Yeah, I'm just playing double Shark Typhoon this turn. Like 99% sure of that. Which is going to be fun. 3 Shark Typhoons in play. They play Arrow. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think he's going over the top of what I have going on, my friend. I think I will beat that. They have like a reasonable attack here, but yeah, I can see them not doing that. That's kind of cute. That's great. We even have Mystical Dispute to defend ourselves here. They're not going to have infinite, and they've got 6, but they don't have infinite mana here. Pretty sure this Fabled Passage is not finding anything. Shark Typhoon, Shark Typhoon. Trigger. 6/6. Love it. I love it. Oh, I like that. Big old shark. I got another veto. Opt, sure. Oh, they got the cute little baby shark. So I think if they counter this, I might just play Censor, sure. If they do counter this, I might just play Growth Spiral. I'm gonna wait, because the next Typhoon in play really makes things better for me. They are getting a lot of sharks here, so I wonder how this is actually going to shake out. Should be good for me. Okay, so that resolves. Oh, I have a Ketria Triome. Yeah, so we're definitely playing this, because if I need an out, we can cycle Ketria Triome with Castle Vantress first to get to something that we need. All right, attack with my 10/10. Smash. How do you like my triple Shark Typhoon board, Alex? Are we playing powerful magic? Am I a powerful wizard? This game is insane. Yeah, Pioneer is a good format right now. So let's do that, because we're going to Vantress right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what do we got? What's coming up? Expansion Explosion, eh? Yeah, I'm pretty interested in that. Let's bottom another land. I don't need that right now. Keep the Expansion Explosion on top. We can cycle Ketria Triome to pick it up at instant speed if we need to. The Explosion side is kind of okay for damage. It's not so good for the... Oh, boy. That card could be problematic. Okay, so I would like to make 3 sharks in response. 3 sharks. Oops, overtapped. That's okay. It's funny, the game doesn't normally let you do that, but it did. They choose to pay. Yeah, I think I have to let that resolve, which definitely sucks. Elspeth conquers death. That's just rude. Okay, so they're gonna exile one of my Shark Typhoons with this. Yep. Can't do anything about that one. Oh, that's just spectacularly rude. So we're going to draw Expansion Explosion with the Triumph Cycle. Then we're going to draw a card for our turn, and then we're going to draw off casting Uro and put an extra land into play. So next turn is going to be very important. They're attacking with their Uro. I guess that makes sense. I think I'm going to chump it with a small shark. I guess if I block it with a 4 and a 3, yeah, this is best. Yeah, because now they lose the Uro, and they can't escape it again right now. Escape. I was looking at my sharks, and I was like, there's no good combination of blocks here, is there? And there was. There was. So always give it another second. Okay, so that's not great, but blue, blue, or green, green, blue, blue, or I was coming to kill you. I believe I have another Fry in my deck somewhere. I do really want to kill this Teferi. Do I still have another Fry? There's one Fry. No, both. I lost both. Okay. Which is somewhat problematic. Aether Gust is an okay draw. The real problem that I'm going to have is I'm just not going to be able to kill them ever. Okay, so this is my last expansion explosion, which is, excuse me, I would like to assign blocker order. All right, apparently it just doesn't care. Oh, okay. You have to do it one at a time. Got it. There we go. Okay. Got it, and this one's fine. Okay. Oh, I probably wanted, yeah, that one first. Okay, so I can't Aether Gust anything. I think I just have to Expansion Explosion now. But the problem is, like, I can only do it for like 5 without risking decking. But I think I have to. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wish I could do it for less, so I could potentially play a Wilderness Rec if I draw it, but actually with the explosions all gone out of my deck, I don't think the Wilderness Recs are particularly useful anymore. So double Shark Typhoon here, triggering for 9. Oh, no. Okay, fine. But 2 9/9s hopefully is going to be enough. And actually, I'm not that upset about not getting to draw the cards here, so... So they're, in a way, they're kind of helping me. And we can Castle Vantress and stack our entire deck here, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Opponent, I believe, has realized that they... doesn't make sense. Opponent has realized that they really, really, really have to be clock conscious here. But my Shark Army, or Sharmy, is definitely going to present them with some difficulties. I wonder if they kept any Supreme Verdicts in. We're about to see a Verdict. Escaping Uro, yeah. This game is everything that Magic can be. I don't think they're attacking here at all, for sure. So I can basically scry up to draw any card in my... No thanks. I don't know if there's any worthwhile cards left in my deck. I'm about to be going around the horn on it, but I did just tap 15 minutes. Yeah. Oh, there's a last Shark Typhoon. Okay, that's a card. That's a card because we can cycle that at the end of their turn, or actually during my end step even. Okay, so we're not gonna shock this turn, but we are gonna attack. I guess I could hard cast it for another shark. So attack. Let's go attack all on them. Damn it. I hate this interface sometimes. Attack all on them. Pull back the 2/2s. Yeah. And then go nuts. So they should be able to see that they'll be able to kill me on the crackback. But we'll see what they choose to do. Oh no. Oh no, they're still allowed to play instants. I'm not allowed to play instants. Why are you? I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, I can play Shark Typhoon, Wilderness Rec, and Aether Gust here and get a bunch of sharks. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. Shark Pile! Oh, this is fantastic. This is one of the best games of Magic I've ever played, for sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, their Uro died. That's good. I mean, kind of. Def a 10/10. Yeah. I guess I could Aether Gust my own Wilderness Rec right now for 2 sharks. It almost feels worth doing. But I'm not going to. Okay, let's just yield through and make them take some game actions. I think this game is mostly going to be just about bleeding my opponent for enough clock that they can't possibly win game 3, but you know, don't feel great about that. They are playing quicker now. Another Elspeth Conqueror's Death? Yikes. Yeah, that card is really good in this matchup. Yeah. See it, buddy. So is the Teferi Time Raveler, to be perfectly frank. Yeah. Well, there's the Uro, or there's a Uro that I can target with Aether Gust, so at least... Oh, no. That's... Yeah, they're gonna... Well, they can't escape it again. It's considering that they Ashioked me a bunch of times, it's funny how this game worked out, but we just have to watch out for the Ashiok next game. They're at freaking 40. Goddamn life gain. And they're going to keep gaining life because the Elspeth Conqueror's Death is going to pick up their Uro from their graveyard. So I can't attack them with everything, but let's just pull back the 2/2s. Is this enough to save me? Yeah, it is, considering what's on board now. Okay. Go team. Shark team. I'm losing actual sharks here, but they're losing more. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Losing 13. Okay. Nope, they're blocking. Well, yeah, nope, they're losing 13. 13 life. Trading sharks. Okay. They're losing a lot more life. I actually might be able to kill them in the next couple turns. This is... Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, the next swing could kill them. I mean, they're going to be forced into some unfortunate blocks, that's for sure. So, downside is my deck has 2 copies of Pull from Eternity right now that do largely nothing. Control on control, baby. This is what Magic's all about. Oh, they're making chumps. Making little sharks, little chumperoos. I wish I had Plague Engineer. Plague Engineer 1/1 sharks. Get them the flip out of here. Oh, they finally remember they have a Teferi they could plus. I wonder if they should have realized by now that, like, if they got this to 3 and then killed it, and then they could have, like, brought it back with Elspeth Conqueror's Death, that would have been, like, a whole thing that they could have been doing. Oh, here comes Uro. Yeah, that's fine. Gives me a target for Aether Gust. An actual good target for Aether Gust. Go to 24, but their total lack of removal seems like just very... Seems like an ambitious choice. Oh, I have to pay extra. That's fine. I've got the mana. I'm good. I think they're just gonna get decked here, honestly. But I suppose I could have done this after combat. I don't really care. Mystical Dispute. I mean, I'm gonna be able to pay for it, but it gets them at 3/3. Okay, get out of here. Okay, am I attacking with all? No, I gotta hold back some. I'm still at 11. And actually attacking with my 2/2s is a losing proposition. And the 4/4. So just the 6s, or the 6 and the 9s. 6 and 9. Hey, hey, hey. Settle. Wow. No. Alright, so we died. And by we died, I mean I can't possibly win this game anymore because I lost my my 9/9 Sharks, but we also will not be losing this game. Their Elspeth Conqueror's Death resolved with 0 targets. I love that. You can flail around all you want over there, friend. You're not going to beat the clock. I had triple Shark Typhoon. If you'd like to see if you can win this game, I suggest you get to the attack step. Nope. See ya. All right. Not my favorite way to win a match, but I'll take it. So we're 3-0. We're on the road. I'm going to get some coffee after that one, and we'll be back in a moment to continue. But anyway, you made it, no problem. So.
Yeah, so far so good.
Excellent. The grandmother's making pickled onions. A 10 out of 10. Coffee. Coffee. Alex, the coffee zombie. Alright. It's 3-0. Let's do it. I like that there are people who think that pickled onions are fancy in this world. Pinot. What are you? Ernham Gin. Neat. Okay, we're gonna keep this hand. Yep, seems good. Okay, so it looks like heroic. We are going to get beat up. Actually, no, we're not, because we had one of our 2 wild slashes. So now we're going to get to see how we need to pull down in some of the more aggressive matchups. We do have wild slash Bonecrusher here, so that should be okay. Please play another creature. Thank you. Oh, that's even better. I will take my 2-fer. Stamp. Boop. That's game. So I'm not sure if this is actually going to be like a really great matchup for us, but this game is definitely starting off very nicely. Okay, sorry, there's just a bit of lag there. I wasn't sure my things were going to go through properly. Titan of nature's wrath. Wow. Oh. I'm gonna grab their Luris. Hateful Eidolon, sure. Ooh, got it. Sentinel's Eyes, yeah, yes, absolutely. Second Sentinel's Eyes. Oof. That's a chunky boy. So if I blast zone this, they'll still get to draw their 2 cards. It's only a 3/4. I'm not super concerned about it until they get it pantsed up with a what do you call it? The thing. Thanks, I am Nutter. Ethereal Armor. That's the card I'm worried about. If they attack in with it as is, I'm definitely blocking. All that glitters. That's a big boy. Alright. That is a card we were worried about. Unfortunately, we're not able to censor. This does have lifelink, but I think in the kind of game we're likely to win here, that's not going to be a problem. I do wonder if I should block this turn or potentially wait until next turn. This turn is fine. Just because they don't often give their things trample, so you kind of want to sometimes sandbag until you can block the biggest hit. We're going to have to blast zone this thing probably in a second. Probably on this turn, actually. Just play Fabled Passage out here so they don't know I have a second one. So they'll get to draw 3 cards and sort of recover big time. I wonder if I should wait until end step to blast zone it. Yeah, I think I could take this hit and then wait till end step to blast zone, because then they don't get as much of a tempo gain with all the cards they're going to draw. What is it called? Karametra's Blessing. I don't know if this gives hexproof and indestructible. Oh, that's so stupid. Well, we have 2 blast zones, so if I have to do both, then we will. Okay. It'll also still kill the 2 Sentinel's Eyes, so that means if they card Metra's Blessing, they don't actually get to sort of save everything that they would want to. I think holding onto the Censor is still slightly worthwhile. And we can just cycle it at the end of the next turn, because we're playing Uro here in the blast zone. Green, blue. Get my big boy. Here comes the Titan. Green, blue. Uro's coming to kill you. Oh yeah. They scooped. Very well. I respect that scoop. Oh! Huh. Alex, is that correct? So I blast zone to kill the Hateful Eidolon. It and the 2 Sentinel Eyes died. The trigger goes on the stack, then resolves, and didn't see the 2 triggers from the from the Sentinel's Eyes. It only drew 1 card, which I assume was the was the All It Glitters. That's very interesting. I think I want Nightpack Ambusher as a chump blocker here. Generally, we want to pull down in this matchup, but I don't actually have that many good cards to bring in here. I mean, I'm bringing in Anger over Sweltering Suns. I assumed it's correct since it's MTGO, but yeah, it's correct. No, I mean, I also do the same thing, but when I see something questionable on MTGO, the Eyes and Eidolon are destroyed. Right. But yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's unintuitive, though, I would say. I would say. I mean, other people can have. I wonder if I should have Negates over the Wild Slash. I think maybe Negate on the play, but I think the setup on the draw is probably really good. I could see having Negate over Anger of the Gods, because their creatures oftentimes get out of range very quickly, and having Negate... Like, the low-cost... The low-cost burn spells make sense to me. We'll see. I think Anger on the play would be better. I think I'm okay to have 1. Maybe I could pull up my other pull from tomorrow. This is honestly not about the late game so much. But so is the Siren Storm Tamer one. Yeah, exactly. These are two rulings where I would accept them if you told me either answer was correct, and it just is one and not the other. Like, this one's a sort of slightly weird, like, last known information kind of setup. I don't think I should keep this. I think I need something with more early game removal. That's better. Maybe it's going to have to be good enough, so keep this, bottom the Shark Typhoon. Yeah, I think so. Okay. If this were a real tournament, I'd want a confirmation, but now I know how to rule this. Got it. Duress. Did they just miss? I love Bonecrusher Giant. Bonecrusher is ready. Oh, I need to get Bonesaws ready on my soundboard. They have a 1-lander? That's amazing. Yeah, just shock this, as if they're kind of locked out of playing anything as long as I keep this Bonecrusher up. Sure. Resolves. Stamp. Alright, easy 4-0. Yeah, we could shock in for Magma Spray here. Sure. Yep, and we won. I love this deck. I love this deck. I love it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Just tearing it up. Steer it up. Little darling, steer it up. What is it? What is this Pim's number 1? What is Pim's number 1? Pims number 1. Amber yellow color liqueur. Citrus and herbal aroma. Smooth gin based with a soft bitter herb flavor and citrus finish. Very nice. Sounds good. That's just the liquor too, right? That's just the Pims, and then you can cocktail it up. Pims cup. Oh, here we go. Lemonade, orange, cucumber, mint, and the Pims number 1. Oh, okay. I see this. This is super easy. Yeah, I can make you a Pims cup. I just need the Pims. And in theory, cucumber, which we don't usually keep kicking around the restaurant. But I don't think the cucumber is all that necessary. I mean, it definitely adds a flavor. If you want it, I can procure it for you. If this is something you really wanted to have, I could definitely do that. You can also have Pims. They suggest some variations here, and so depending on your taste, we can edit your Pims cup to whatever the Pims cocktail. It mellows the drink. I don't think it's necessary. I know what the flavoring of cucumber is like and what it's going to do to your drink, generally speaking. And I like the Pims with 7 and cucumber. Yep. 7 sounds great. I was having a 7 and 7 last night. Was that 7-Up and whiskey? Just to see what it tasted like, because I'm sure to work way through all the cocktails, and I was really surprised by how refreshing it was. We get full seized. Oh, Dreadwander. Okay. So this is the Anger of the Gods sideboard matchup. So we might be in trouble from the get-go, but we have Blast Zone on turn 4 with Wilderness Rec. So ideal top deck would be a Growth Spiral. Yeah. We don't have to shock this turn, so that's kind of nice. You just play out the Blast Zone. That draw is less than ideal. Hopefully they play a 3-mana threat or a 1-mana threat and a 2-mana threat. And kill for a good whiskey sour from my favorite bar. I mean, I can make you one. Just come on down to Oakville. We got the egg whites. Got the egg whites on the bar every day. Hell, for you, buddy, I'll crack a new egg. That is not the kind of thing I wanted to see. Okay. Results. Yeah. Gotta do something. Yikes. Okay. Growth Spiral, tardy the party, huh? Alright. If I want to cast it this turn, I have to shock. So slightly punished for my conservative play on the Censor land, but not really. I think I'm just playing nothing this turn, taking potentially 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, 5 and 5. Yeah, 10. And then next turn I get to Wilderness Wreck, blow up everything except for the Scrap Heap. That's really bad. But I think we're going to be dead regardless. Good aggro deck is good. News at 11. So it doesn't really matter which land I play. Or if I Growth Spiral this turn, I go to 1 with the hit. And but I have more of a chance to draw the Sweltering Suns I might need. I guess Sweltering Suns plus Expansion Explosion next turn could wipe them. Also, if they don't have the land here, changes the math a bunch. Okay, so they don't have the land. So I'm only taking 7, go to 4. Okay. So if I can board wipe them, we survive the Scrounger. They just go end step? Sure. So I think their hand is full of threats that they're just sandbagging, which is smart. We have the ability to wreck into Blast Zone here, which will take them down to only 3 damage. So we should be able to survive this turn. So that's really, 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 really good. Let's fetch now. And yep, okay. I can just play one of these tapped. So I do not need the mana this turn. That is correct. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. What the hell am I doing? Oh, okay. So this taps for green first. I wish they had a 3-color fade, because you can always tell which mana your land is going to default to tapping for when you hold down W by whichever color's on the left. So pro tip for speedy tapping. So they're going to go attacks, Blast Zone, and then we're going to be on the 1-turn clock. Okay. Plenty of good draws in the deck. Let's hit one. If I pick up an Uro, I think I can play an escape. Yeah, I think so. Doesn't give me a lot of life, but I can play an escape an Uro. They play nothing. That's really good for me. This is also excellent. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna go put a land in play. Forest seems fine. End step, pull from tomorrow. X equals 3, I guess. Yeah. I suppose. Yeah. No. I need to expansion explosion on their turn if I want to remove this in a meaningful way, which I can't. So they have multiple pushes. Yeah, I would think so. Which is why I'd really like to draw a piece of removal and not have to try to use the Shark Typhoon as removal. I guess I can hold. It doesn't matter how much I'm going to Shark Typhoon for, so let's hold on a second. Let's actually look at our deck list and see what our odds are. So Wild Slash saves us here. A Bonecrusher saves us here. We have 3 of those. So I only need 1 or 2 mana for those. Another Shark Typhoon probably won't do it. Expansion Explosion won't do it. Sweltering Suns. So I'm looking to draw these things. And so I can go down to 2 mana here. So let's just all in on this. One less, because maybe they don't have a push or a Heartless Act. I think that's almost impossible. I'd rather draw 1 more card, and then, oops, if they have it, they have it. Can't stop them from having it. Okay. They could also have a Rankle in hand, so if they just hit. All right, so we hit the Wild Slash. Discard a card. I kind of want to AB Uro next turn, so let's discard a land. Basic Mountain's fine. Sure. And then we have to discard 1 more. Shock Land is fine. I have enough of everything, so it doesn't really matter which one. Okay. So land haste creature shuts me out, but this does not. Okay. Looks like we're going to win this one. I mean, it's not decided, but... Boop! Get out of here, nerd. You pathetic little monster. Nobody likes you. Alright. So play and escape Uro sounds good. They don't have a way to turn on Revolt right now, which feels real good. We're going to go to 7. It's probably Concession Uro. Nope. Not yet. Okay. Alright. Bang! Go to 7. Sick. And they haven't had anything leave the battlefield yet, so No worries about Revolt, and we've got double Shark Typhoon, so they would have to have an awful lot of very cheap removal in their hand to be able to kill me here. Which obviously they can have, but... So we're going to see Heartless, Swift End. Yeah, that's fine. Totally fine. Rankle's going to get completely blown out here if they have it. We're just going to make like a 6/6 Shark and just wreck them. This is so cute. You're so cute. You cute little bastard. Get in here, you. Whee! Yep. Let's 5-0, baby. Let's 5-0. Let's do it. All right. I think this is the matchup where we maybe board out some Wilderness Recs. Let's look at what the actual sideboarding is going to look like. I don't think Censor is a good idea. Wild Slash is potentially not. Magma Spray is much better than Wild Slash here because it gets rid of a Scrappy Scrounger forever. So I think maybe even I don't think I want to pull out all the Sweltering Suns because they are reasonably good at pulling us out. But I think pull from Temur or Expansion Explosion can take a cut here. Probably that, and then back in on the Sweltering Suns, some number of them. This actually seems really good. The reason I would want to keep Wild Slash would be to knock down the Night card that they play before it sort of gets rolling. I think on the draw we can do something like this, and then on the play maybe we'll swap it back around. We just need to be very careful color-wise, I think. Okay, let's do that, because we still have all the Shark Typhoons and stuff. Expansion Explosion is pretty mediocre without Wilderness Rec, but chaining them into each other when you have it ends games very quickly. Okay, I think I'm going to rock with this. It's a slightly odd setup, but I like it. It makes sense to me on the draw. We do have to be careful not to mulligan, and we have to be careful to get double red very quickly, which we don't normally have to do in this deck. Larynx Punchworthy with the Twitch Prime subscription. How you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing very well. I know you've been working like crazy. I have been as well. I helped my friend who is at work with me picking up her extra shift. I think I'm going to keep this hand. Yeah, we're on a 20-land deck. It's got to have a 10-hour shift. Yikes. I'm keeping this hand in this matchup, especially against the Thoughtseize deck. So we're going to shock this for the tempo gain. Because either way, we're going to take 2 on their turn. See if they have the Scrap Heap. Average 12 hours a day last week. What are you doing? What are you doing, bud? Get out of here. Yeah, so they can take 1 anger, but not both. I decided to run away to Canada. Yeah. Well, how good is our Canadian Coast Guard? Real talk. How hard is it to smuggle people across the Great Lakes? I'm asking for a friend. Pretty good? My ass. Our Coast Guard probably sucks. It's not even a branch of our military. They took Expansion Explosion. That's an interesting take. Coast Guard is supervised by the fisheries. We have an interesting country. Okay, so they know about the double anger of the gods. So there's a good chance we're going to see them slow. Yikes. That's a problem. Okay. Okay. All right. Hope I draw a Wild Slash or a Magma Spray here. Soul Guide Lantern, sure. They got the technology to beat my Uro, and this is Heck Bent now, so they can bring this back sorcery speed. So this is Trample, yeah. So that beats my Shark token handily. Yeah, this game's gonna be a toughie. If I can get the 6 mana, I can beat that, but doesn't look promising. I guess if I top deck Expansion Explosion, we can get there. So we go double anger. So let's play this and pass the turn and hope we draw it up. So it was quick game number 2 here. Opponent knew what was relevant. They really Thoughtseize is a good card. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, going to 1. Oh, no, going to dead. That's not how Rankle works. Okay, yep, just dead. Spawn of Mayhem, okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, not a lot of my sideboard is particularly better here, but I will say, like, maybe Censor over a Sweltering Sun and a Expansion Explosion over a Sweltering Suns. Wilderness Rec over the last Sweltering Suns. Because now that we're on the play, I feel like we can nickel and dime them a little bit more like we did in game 1. Alright, I'm going to go with this. We'll see if this makes sense. Boarding out a couple cards that don't work well against the Spawn of Mayhem is maybe ambitious, but 10k, I'll bring you across cash. Well, I could probably make that happen. Or, I mean, my friend could make that happen for their friend, who I do not confirm or deny is real. Can I keep this? Probably not. I think I gotta keep this. I don't have to keep this, but I think I should. My deck's pretty well set up for this matchup, and I just want to... I guess if I get Thoughtseize here, I don't have any spells, but then again... I'm going to keep this. If they don't turn 1 Thoughtseize me, then I get to fork it. Larynx Punchworthy, you have to remember, though, this is now only reaching 10k. Because that's CAD, and you're in USD, so 10,000 is like 15,000 Canadian. So you were already there. They mulligan? Sick. All right. Probably they were pushing for Thoughtseize, and I'm just gonna mise them to death here in my run to 5-0. Let's do it. Let's get my first trophy this season. By keeping a bad hand and winning by being lucky. No Thoughtseize. You don't have it. You have a threat. Alright. I'm going to definitely play the mountain here. Anger off the top. I'll take it. Thanks, deck. You need a place to quarantine? Oh, come on. We'll get that. We'll get that sorted. So they can't play Spawn right now. So we're just taking the hit here. Yes. Bonk. Yeah. So I'm going to lose the anger no matter what. So I'm just going to expand this. Double Mutavault and Rankle. Okay. The Mutavaults were going to be a problem. Then we just keep top decking the hottest of fire. Okay. We do need them not to draw a Soul Guide Lantern, and I'm going to keep the Ketria Triome in my hand because I can cycle that. And that'll put another card in my graveyard, which is great. So they're going to play their second Mutavault, crack me for 4. I have a couple turns, in theory, to get this Uro online. Well, I'm basically on the, Great Lakes. But I would assume going across the water would be the easiest way to do it, right? In theory, if you were smuggling someone to... Shit, nice draw. Okay, let's top deck a Sweeper. I only have 2 more. Or Bonecrusher Giant's not that good right now. It's okay. Magma Spray. Little late, buddy. I guess I can fork it on their next attack and take down Dread Wanderer plus Mutavault. That seems insane. Never mind, this is good. They go to pump their Knight. We can also go Magma Spray, fork it on the Knight. So, should be a pretty good blowout either way. And then that's 2 more cards in my graveyard, and then we're almost to Uro. Do you work for the Mounties, or are you just an enthusiastic citizen? I wonder if they just go all in with the Mutavaults. Okay. So here's a pretty interesting decision. Do I kill 2 lands, or a Dread Wanderer in a land, or the Knight of the Ebon Legion? I think killing the Knight is the worst. Killing the 2 lands gives me the best, like, future. I think we're going to kill both Mutavaults. I know Magma Spray exiles, which means that shooting the Dread Wanderer has extra value here. Actually, I kind of like killing the Dread Wanderer and a Mutavault because activating the Mutavault every turn is taxing them. And tip for anyone playing Magic Online and who wants to play this deck, if you're using expansion on your own card, you have to use the hold priority function in order to be able to get it to work properly, basically, because otherwise you will lose your priority when you attempt to. All right, so I need to draw an untapped land if I want to play Uro this turn, but if I could draw a Bonecrusher Giant would be fine too. Oh shit, I just tapped wrong. Can't play Uro this turn anyway. Okay. Shit. Okay, let's hope we don't get punished too hard for that. Spawn of Mayhem would be bad here. Thoughtseize would be great here. And Rankle would be bad here. Oh, please no. Shit. Okay. So I should have killed 2 Mutavaults, I guess. Taking 6, potentially 7. Oh shit, we're gonna die in the air next turn. I need to find a piece of removal. Triggers. Each player discards, each player draws. Yep. This actually kind of works for me. Alright. Not the worst draw. No, wait, I don't die. I can block the Knight. And then the Mutavault coming in would kill me if I didn't have this Magma Spray. I guess they could swing in with only Rankle and then Edict. That would kind of work. Also swing with Rankle and Knight, pump the Knight. Yeah. They get me for Xaxes because of this. Because they had Thoughtseize out of the 2 cards in their hand. We're gonna die exactly. To just the Mutavault and the Rankle hitting us around. Yep. All right, so we missed the 5-0 just barely, but fantastic result with Temur Reclamation here. I think this is probably by far my favorite deck I've played in this format yet. Soul Diviner, Tomb Diviner, Tome Diviner, whatever you want to call it, is definitely one of the more interesting decks that we've played, but this might be like the best one, and it's just like straight up one of the best meta choices and one of the most fun that I've had playing, so that is awesome. I have another about 2 hours, so we're going to hop on over to Blue-Black Narset Wheels ASAP and see how that deck feels going through Modern, but this is a great deck to be playing. I think the setup here is really odd with like 1 and 2, 4 Sweltering Suns that were like not particularly great in any matchup today. I think more spot removal in the main deck would be fine with Anger in the sideboard. But I will say Cherry Axeman definitely knows what they're doing. The Blast Zones came up big time. The 4 Shark Typhoon was really good sometimes. And admittedly, like, it feels like this sideboard is not particularly well hedged for mono black, but then again, that's just going to be a tough matchup. I mean, a bunch of the matchups in this format are going to be tough because the decks are good and proactive. So, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out my other stuff, and live, we are moving on to a little bit of Blue-Black Narset Wheels ASAP.